Hello and welcome to another episode of a Candid Conversation with Adam Lopez. I am your host, Adam, and today I have a very, very special guest. Very excited for this episode because I've been wanting to have her on the program because she's just doing so much in the industry. I'm very excited for what she's been accomplishing. We're going to talk about a little bit about everything, but her name is Angel Guerra Chagolla. She's a National Risk Director for Aspire Bakeries. And on her LinkedIn profile, she has entrepreneur, public speaker, consultant, advocate, along with other list of titles and many things she does. Angel, welcome to the show. You're on Candid Conversations with Adam Lopez.
Thank you, Adam. I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited. And, you're getting this off. I'm like, I'm going to start taking you around with me and have you do my introductions because I feel good when I come out after that.
You know what? It's because somebody like you, Angel, you deserve this type of introduction because you're just doing so much. And truth be told, Angel, you're being inspiration to many people. And we're going to talk about many different things on this episode. Not going to be too long, but I just want to dive right in, Angel, and talk to you about women in business. How do you feel, number one, being Hispanic, number two, woman in business, everything that's you've been accomplishing and you're going to accomplish? Tell me, what emotions are you feeling and how does it feel to have your role and have this success?
It's exciting. I will tell you, I've been putting in some late nights over the last decade, and it's really been a journey. I have to say a journey of, what's next and a lot of no's and a lot of closed doors and a lot of people who say, you know what, Angel, you scare me a little bit. Like you come out with some stuff, and, do you remember that movie's Monsters, Inc.? I don't know if you have any kids, but he says, we scare because we care, right? Yeah. And so that's how I feel. I'm like, I scare because I care. It's not that I put things out there to be scary. I just think that it's really important to hit those hot topics that everybody puts a hashtag around, but nobody really wants to openly discuss and have good conversation about. And so I am excited to see that, some of what I'm saying and some of what I'm putting out there is having some impact. It's changing people. I'm getting some great response from people who are like, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, no, that is great. And thank you for clarifying that and sharing your heart. You're like me, Angel, and we're very passionate. And even though we have our careers, we embark in so many other different elements because number one, we care, right? Number two, because we understand that there's great need out there. And number three, there's a wealth of information that we can pass on and share with people. And it's not a you and I. We have colleagues like, Josh Diggs. We both love the guy, and Chad, and other professionals that just bring so much to the table. But we're here to talk about Angel, about you, what you're doing, what you're accomplishing. It says entrepreneur, you're a public speaker, you're a consultant, you're an advocate. And I can see how you advocate, and you advocate for diversity and equality and the women in business and a bunch of different stuff, which it's needed. And I commend you, Angel. I commend you for a job well done. You're doing the right things. You're doing it the right way. Working hard, like you said, long nights, and a lot of no's, a lot of denials. But you know what? When there's a door open, we run through it and we get things done, right? So let's talk about your position with Aspire Bakeries. How's it going there? What are you doing? What are you responsible for doing? Explain to us, for the listeners and viewers, what does Angel Guerra do for Aspire Bakeries?
So I am the National Director of Risk. And, prior to May, Aspire was Arista. It was a global company.
Correct.
I, overseen what was considered the US. Now with Aspire Bakeries, I had this amazing opportunity to set up, over 25 lines of insurance across the US and Canada. So I am the only insurance and risk professional at the company. I would say expertise really revolves around all 25 lines of GL, auto, work comp, you name it, cargo. And we have 15 bakeries right now. There are 12 here in the US, and there are, maybe four up in Canada. So I oversee the claims. I oversee everything that, insurance and risk kind of details with. And I'm happy to say that I have the opportunity to really, over the last few years, build a strong, strong union with our safety and our HR managers in each one of our locations. And, you know, for me, when I talk about risk, when I first came into Arista 5 years ago, I was really only in charge of the work comp portion of it. And, you know, my first year was, okay, it's time to break down some of these silos. Let's build this kind of team mentality, which is a little scary for people because, you know, they're like, oh, hold on, you know, she wants to kind of get into my area. And, you know, I remember always coming in and saying, please just give me 12 months. And I promise you at the end of 12 months, if you work with me and I work with you, like together, we're going to have this huge impact. And they did, and I was so grateful. And at the end of 12 months, we closed down 60% of those open cases in like 5 legacy, you know, insurance carriers. So here I am 5.5 years later, now as the national director of all these programs. And, you know, I couldn't do it without our HR, our safety managers, and just an amazing team who's like, okay, Angel, like they're my eyes on the ground, and, you know, together we get it done.
You know what, Angel? It's not by coincidence or by luck that you were put in this position. It's by your hard efforts and your hard work, your dedication. And that's an amazing title, position, responsibility to have. Right. So, but it's well-deserved, Angel, and kudos to you for taking on this, the big task of taking care of national, you know, accounts and responsibilities. So now going into something that caught my attention is Beauty and Beast in Business.
Yes.
That can be taken many different ways, but I'm sure it has a meaning behind it.
It does.
So please explain to us what that means. Now, let me mention that you are the CEO of this Beauty and Beast in Business. It is your journey. You're embarking on this. You're taking on this aside from what you currently do as your job, your career. And I'm excited to hear what it's all about. So please explain to us and share your heart.
So, you know, a couple of years ago, I was actually mentoring some women who were either looking to come into risk from claims or had just gotten into risk. And I had, you know, different people, actually different service partners I worked with who said, you know, we have this friend who needs some, you know, kind of help or guidance or just support, like to talk to. And so I started to attract these women and worked with them and did this kind of mentor program and thought, how do I grow this into something where we can have a lot of women have the same information? So in 2018, I created the Pro Firm, which was a professional female and risk management. And it really just kind of focused on female risk managers in California. And what I recognized was we were outnumbered 1 to about 17 based on the national statistics. So filling a room with 100 female risk managers isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And it, you know, we had, God, I want to say I had 12 events in 14 months and it went really well. You know, we range from 40 to 250 individuals. And throughout that process, there was this growth, right? So they invited, I said, well, we're going to start inviting safety and risk and claims. And for me, it was really exciting to see male allies who were like, you know what, Angel, you know, my daughter is coming into the workforce, or my wife has been in insurance, or, you know, my mother started this company. And so they started to come in and talk to me, which was really exciting for me. Wow. And so that meant, okay, when COVID hit and I closed it down because of course there was no events, I started to have a lot of people reach out to me and go, hey, where's the community? Where are you? Like, what happened? Yeah. And I thought, okay, I'm going to embark on this journey one more time. I'm not going to be a sole proprietor, but I'm going to do this the right way. And I'm going to go LLC, which was scary because I'm going to be honest. I have a master's in corporate leadership, but corporate leadership versus entrepreneurship is a whole different thing. It's like, well, how do you file your, you know, so it was kind of a scary thing, but I did that. And since then, January 1st was kind of it. That's when I put it into play. And at that time, over the time, I kept having these conversations with women, and a lot of it was being or feeling like they were being compartmentalized, right? And I've had the same experience where I've been either the only woman to walk into a room or the only Latina to walk into a room. And, there's that quick initial, what people think of you, what do they think you can accomplish? And it's the compartments.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I was much thinner. And so I fit into, well, she's a cute face, but does she know much? Now I am who I am. But now I fit into sometimes, she's kind of, like I said, scary, or, she brings up some things that are a little bit uncomfortable for us.
Yeah, off the wall.
And so that means I kind of fit into that beast mentality. Like, she's bringing down the hammer. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm an aggressive person, but I just like to talk about the hard topics. And one day I looked in the mirror and thought, I am neither this, just cute face that has no information, nor am I this beastly person that, wants to make life a living hell for everybody. But each one of us, and women and men, we have the ability to balance out this thing that we have, right? And I believe that we need to have it inside. So we have to have an inner beauty, which I equate to kindness. I equate to transparency. I equate to ethics. And we have to have this inner beast, which I equate to perseverance, to the ability to overcome barriers, and to be able to use our voice and stand in who we are. And so that's really where Beauty and Beast in Business came in. It's the ability to know that some items or some conversations, you may only need 10% beauty and 9% beast, 90% beast. And, others you need 40, 60. So it's really just recognizing who we are and how to balance it out.
Oh man, that is amazing. I didn't know the story behind that, but we are speaking with Angel Guerra Chagolla. She's the CEO of Beauty and Beast in Business. And for anybody who's listening or watching this video, wants more information and wants to reach out to Angel, here's a website, and I'll also put it there on the screen for you, but it's www.beautyandbeast, it's all together, beautyandbeastinbusiness.com. And the phone number to reach Angel, the office, is it's area code 909-260-8533. It is amazing, empowering women, Angel, empowering women and inspiring them, and just giving them that reason, that purpose to just move forward, right? And giving them the community, the support. That is amazing. That's why I admire you. That's why I'm very glad we connected. That's why I'm glad that we're going to be working together, because we need more of this collaboration to just uplift each other up, which is what you're doing with anything that you do. Being a national risk director, being the CEO of Beauty and Beast, whatever you're doing, everything you're touching is just having an impact. So again, I admire the work that you're doing, Angel, and good job with everything that you do. And again, if anybody wants to get a hold of Angel, I'll put the website and the phone number there on the screen. Now, moving on to something a little bit different. Next year, May 12th, 2022, there is a CEU conference and awards, and I believe it's taking place in Temecula, California.
South Coast Winery. So we're looking at a new venue, which I'm excited about.
Right. So it's one of those things where it is amazing. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. Every emotion, I'm sure you feeling the same way. Thank you to you, Angel, and Josh, who had this idea you're putting now into practice to get risk professionals together. I was very fortunate and humble enough to be asked to join the advisory group with your team to be able to make this happen. And I think it's going to be something great. You're looking at 300 risk professionals, different topics. We're going to be doing awards and recognitions. It is exciting, Angel. It's exciting. So let me ask you this. What was the motivation behind you and Josh to get this idea? Say, hey, let's do this and let's make it happen, because now it's actually going to happen. So tell us a little bit about how it happened.
So, with everything opening back up, I kind of took what I knew or what I really loved and the good feedback I had from my pro firm events in 2018, 2019, and early 2020. Josh and we had served on the board of HERMA a couple of years ago. And at that time, he had really seen my transition from TPA operations manager into risk management. And I had seen him as he had transitioned, on the brokerage and claims management side. And we kept in touch. I think that Josh and I have a lot of synergy. And I think it's the same thing with you and the group that we really handpicked to come together onto, this advocacy committee, because we all have the same thought process. How do we help? How do we bring somebody along? How do we share our knowledge? And how do we do that in a positive way? And so Josh and I had been talking about some other little things. And I said, you know what? I have this idea. I think this is great. Like, full day. What do you think? And again, Josh looked at me and he was like, oh, I get, and I was like, you got 24 hours. And he was like, okay, I'm in. And I was like, 24 hours, mister, because I'm going. Like, once I have this idea, I'm running with it. And I said, and I want you on board because, you have that same energy. And it was funny. At first, he was like, well, let me get back to you. And when I said 24 hours, he was like, you know what, I'm in. Like, I'm in. Let's do this. And so I thought it was a good way to bring, what I have, and to bring, what he has together, and then just start pulling this. And we both sat down and said, well, who do we want to work with? Like, who do we want to bring on board to share their voice? And we have like you in this podcast. I love this because, Adam, just as well as I do, that so many times we're looked at by our titles.
Absolutely.
And, it could be a fickle world out there where if you don't have a title, or you're in between, or you're, transitioning, whatever it is, sometimes people don't look at us like we hold weight. And so with that being said, as well as kind of this continued, you show up to all these events and it's the same speakers. And it's like, where's the new blood? Where's the new voice? And so Josh and I said, well, first of all, we want to have this committee where people are good-hearted. They have the same mission, and they're actionable, because, we could have those people who are like, yeah, this is great. And it's like, no, when I get up in the morning, my feet hit the ground, like, everybody, we got to go. And so, you are one of them, and Chad was one of them. And, it was just, that was the first thing. And then the second thing was, well, what about topics? And it was like, well, you know what, let's grab these topics that are important in risk, in claims, in insurance, but let's make them a little bit harder. Let's turn them on the side, and let's figure out, like, outside the box, what is it that we're missing that's impacting the bottom line for our employers, but people aren't talking about. And then we thought, okay, well, that's great. Now we have CEUs. So employers are going to be like, sure, okay, CEUs. And, that's great. We have this networking through the lunch. But the second part that's really important to Josh and I believe to you and the rest, is how do we give information, resources, and tools to other professionals who are ready to navigate their careers and up that level, right?
Absolutely.
And it could be anything. We have people, I once read this kind of quote, that there are people out there who are working harder or just as many hours as us, but they can't seem to find the right door. And so what keeps us apart, And so for us, it's really the mentoring, it's the information, it's the resources, and it's the connection. So the second part of the event is going to be much like a TED Talk event. We're going to bring in professionals to say, you got 10 to 15 minutes. We're giving you these topics that our board agreed upon, and that you're going to get 10 to 15 minutes to go ahead and talk about, but you better tell people how to do this action. Like, one of my pet peeves is to listen to somebody or to read an article, and they give you this amazing story, and then it ends, and you're like, well, how do I do that? Like, how do I invest, or how do I negotiate for money? So that's going to be part of it. And then we end with an award ceremony. That's awesome. I did this in 2020 through the Pro Firm. But with what we're going to do is, the group of us are going to open this up in January, and we're going to ask the industry, who do you know that's a community change maker that's out there doing the work outside of their own job? Who do you know that's a rising star? Maybe they're in the mailroom, maybe they're a medical only, maybe they just graduated from college, but you see something in them and they're working their way. Who do you know who's a lifetime achievement award? And all of those are going to come directly to me, those nominations from our industry. I'm going to deduct the name of the person and the company they work for.
Mm.
At that point, all of those nominations are going to go over to you guys as a board, and you guys are going to be able to determine who gets these awards based on the nomination information that we have on them, not based on their name, their title,
Company.
or where they work.
Yeah.
And to me, that's exciting because that means it is really based on who they are and what they do.
So we're speaking to Angel Guerra Chagolla and talking about this amazing conference happening next year, May 12th, the CEU Conference and Awards. And Angel, it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for May 12th to come any sooner. But Angel, what if somebody's listening, a risk professional who says, hey, I want more information, I want to register, or a company who says, hey, how about a sponsor opportunity? So how do they get a hold of you, or is there a website for this particular conference, or how do they get a hold of you regarding this specific conference?
Okay, so you go to Beauty and Beast in Business /CEU, and there is a landing page directly for the upcoming CEU event. And you can email me at angel@beautyandbeastinbusiness.com. So I'm really excited to say that out of all the sponsorships, we only have 5 left. And if you are a professional looking, we do have seats for purchase at $100, but we also have some sponsors that are sponsoring some seats. So first come, first serve. With those emails, I will be putting them on the list and filling those seats for our sponsors.
That is awesome. So there you have it. If you want to reach out to Angel for more information, whether it's a seats, a registration, or sponsorship, she can be reached at angel@beautyandbeastinbusiness.com. It's going to be there on the screen as well for your information. Okay, Angel, so we're now at the end of this episode, this segment, this amazing interview, so much information. But I want to quickly ask you about the network that you have, that we have, for example, LinkedIn, other social media platforms. How important is it, Angel, to have a network, to have a support group of friends, of colleagues, of peers that are going to support you through the good and the bad and the failures and the successes? What has networking meant for you?
It is at the top of my list. I actually wrote a blog called Making LinkedIn Work for You. And it's on my blog page on my website, because that's how important it is. And much of our resources consume and that we're able to utilize comes from a network. And so when we're looking at, what's the next step? How do we grow our career? How do we make more money? How do we, whatever it is that we want to do, that's really going to be based on a network of people who are ready to support you. And what I would do is, first of all, I welcome everybody to come to my website and read the blog. It's very short, but it gives you step-by-step instructions. What do you do first, second, third? On your LinkedIn, to create something that is a great business opportunity, to make sure that you're having a higher number of people actually accept your request to link with them. An ability to share their voice and to share what you're passionate about. What are you working on? What are you an expert in? Because unfortunately, people don't know that you're an expert unless you tell them. And you tell them through the stories, through the posts, through the information that you share. And so, only through networking is it that you and I got together and that you and I are able to, have this amazing conversation. So I highly recommend that. And for me, it has taken me to a whole new level. I would say that when COVID hit, something happened and the world kind of went down. Yeah. And a lot of people chose to kind of hold off thinking, you know what, let's kind of see what happens and things will open back up. Yeah. I took it as an opportunity to go onto LinkedIn and go, oh, okay, who's out here? And, I have had amazing opportunities to speak with professional women in Germany, in England. I mean, across the world, who have reached out to me and said, hey, I seen your LinkedIn. I'm really interested. And we get together for 30 minutes via Zoom. That's amazing. Yeah. Without that community, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Well, folks, there you have it. If you want to learn how to make LinkedIn work for you, check out Angel's blog. Go to the website. We've been mentioning it all throughout this episode. It'll be there on your screen. Angel, it has been a true honor to have you on this program. I have learned so much from you. I really admire you. I'm a big fan. Kudos, commendations for everything you're accomplishing. I'm excited for the conference. I'm excited for everything that you're doing and everything you're going to do going forward and what we're going to accomplish together. But I have one last thing for you. Not too long ago, you posted something that, look, when we post things on social media, whether we're going to put, I got a new house, or I got a new car, or I got an award, there's two reactions for that individual who is just, I don't know, sour in life, who they don't appreciate things in life, who they're not happy or content where they're at in life, who don't have life balance in their life. They're going to see it as somebody is just showing off, or somebody is rubbing the wrong way. But for that person who sees those type of posts and is trying to aspire to greater things, it's going to be inspiration. And that's the way I see it. When I saw your post about your pink, awesome car, I thought that right there is amazing, right? Because it's an inspiration. There was a story behind it. And for those people who are naive and just ignorant, sorry for my words, that's the truth, they're gonna miss the point of your post, which was there's a story behind it. People told me I was never going to account for everybody. People told me I was never going to do anything in life. People told me I was never going to succeed. But this right here, the car of my dreams, is in my driveway. This is a testament that if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. You work hard for it. It's a source of inspiration, Angel, to many people. And I want to say thank you, number one, for posting that. Number two, congratulations on that car. That is amazing. And number three, what do you have to say to that individual that's going to listen to this or watch this video that just cannot find their niche, cannot find that door, cannot find where they belong, have been striving for 10 years and just cannot find their place? What words of encouragement do you have for them?
So I really believe that envy has no place in our hearts and in our lives. When we are envious or when we have negativity, we close the doors, or I would say we have a blindness. Absolutely. And we can't see the lights that are shining. Yep. So the first thing that we have to do is we get rid of that and we take a look at those people who have what we want, and we look at them as an inspiration and we say, oh my God, okay, they did it. How can I do it? Right? So the first thing, and one of my favorite workshops that I teach career professionals, entrepreneurs. I go into high schools and teach teenagers. I teach what I call the triangle. And the triangle is time management, goal setting, and goal tracking. Okay. And when you have those three things, create this vision board. What do you want in life? I'm talking about vehicle. I mean, everything from monetarily to spiritually to health-wise. You create that vision board, and then you start to utilize a calendar. The next thing you do is you goal set. How many goals can I put? And I don't overdo it, but start putting small goals per week and per month and quarterly, and you work towards those goals. And as you get them done, you check them off the list and you go up to the next one. Part of the reason why we cannot find those doors and opportunities is because we don't feel that we are smart enough or that we have the ability. Or one of the things that people say all the time is, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Right? So that's one of the things that I'm like, no, we make our luck. And so we make our luck through making sure that we have a clear vision of who we want to be and where we want to go. Then we need to know, well, what action steps do we take to get there? And as you're tracking your accomplishments and you continue to set those goals, you continue to grow. And I guarantee you, when you look back 6 months, a year, 5 years, you're going to go, oh my God, I did it. I got to this next step. It's not easy, but you can do it.
Well, there you have it. Some words of encouragement and wisdom for our very own Angel Guerra Chagolla. Angel, it's been a pleasure to have you on the program, to share your heart, your experiences, your passion. Again, if anybody is interested in getting a hold of Angel, you can email her at angel@beautyandbeastinbusiness.com. You can visit the website, www.beautyandbeastinbusiness.com. And also there's a phone number, area code 909-260-8533, and it will all be on the screen for you to take note and get a hold of Angel. Angel, any last minute words you would like to share?
I would just like to say thank you so much, Adam. It is a rare treat to be able to sit with somebody like you and really have somebody who is interested in the conversation and interested in the people around us.
So thank you, Angel, so much for your participation. And I would like to have a second episode with you where we both talk about our upbringing with immigrants, family, and you know, the agriculture and fields and the heritage and all that has to do with our inheritance as you know, Hispanic families. I think that would be something key for our listeners to understand where somebody comes from, where we're at, and where we're going. I think the journey is amazing. I think you have a great story. I have a great story that I think will be amazing. So anyhow, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this show. I look forward to more coming up. Keep watching for your chance to win one of these, a nice little mug. And Angel, I will have yours obviously coming your way. But again, we've been speaking with Angel Guerra Chagolla, and you've been watching another episode of A Candid Conversation with Adam Lopez. Until next time, I'm your host, Adam, and thank you very much.